think everybody's ready. Oh, welcome back. So, um, I think that was a good game to get a lot of our players some reps, as you saw that even early in the game. Starting, some guys that hadn't gotten many snaps at all and started the game. And then obviously we rolled quite a few players through the game. And it was sloppy at times, but also, did what we had to do for the majority of the game. Obviously I think penalties are, I think we only had 4 at half, but one of them was a big one because it was probably a 70-yard penalty, so it felt a little worse than it was. But in the second half, just a lot of young guys, and it was nice to see us. I believe Mitch and I were talking about it, but I think we scored every drive in the second half. Is that accurate? Yeah. So obviously that was good to see. With Cutter in there under center and moving the team and operating and just getting some substantial playing time. Again, I know people, are going to get real excited about that, and I am too. I told you all along I thought he was a very special young man, but I just want to thank, Brock too, and he is one tough son of a gun. He really didn't get cleared to play this game until yesterday afternoon, like late afternoon, and had to clear some more protocols to be cleared to play. And he's just such a team guy, and and a lot of people wouldn't have done that. And obviously, I'm out of those decision making. It's doctors and him tell me whether they're cleared or not. And but just a lot of people wouldn't do it, and so I commend him for that, and just grinding through it and playing, and he's been doing that all year. He's a great young man as well. I just want to talk about both of those guys, and again, so many guys got some much needed reps. A lot of our, both sides of the ball. So I'll open it up.
Can you talk about the play of Carter Bowling in the second half? What did you see from him, and how excited are you for his future with this program?
I liked just, everything about it, just the poise that he had. Obviously, nothing, rattled him at all. He was very patient, in the pocket. I thought he moved when he had to, threw the ball very well and made good decisions. So, yeah, definitely very excited.
Anthony Stevens, sure you have a connection out there, don't they?
Yeah, it was really good for AB too. He's a guy that, just puts his head down and goes to work all the time, and it was good to see him getting some touches, getting some touchdowns, and Jamori again with another tough catch and touchdown as well in the first half.
Both of those first 2 deep balls from Brock were so underthrown. Mm-hmm. You had to wonder, was that the health thing, or was there something?
It was late. They were late. The second one in particular, he was late. He was off with his footwork, and then I think probably tried to get some extra. He knew if he was late throwing that it just didn't come out right. So so bad throw.
Mark, you mentioned I think with Tom going into the game that you just had a lot of guys on defense who were out. Dumas Johnson or D-Jack, are those expected to be extended absences?
D-Jack is extended absence. Yeah, he's out for the year. But Dumas Johnson should be back next week. And again, he is another one that was out there trying to get us to play him all the way through yesterday, but he just wasn't 100%. He wasn't quite right, and so I couldn't let him go out there and play.
What about JJ?
I hope he's back as well. I think JJ should be back. I think Jabarion should be back. Yeah, so we'll see.
You talk about Carter, we always talk about Carter, him getting all those minutes, but there's plenty of other freshmen out there in the second half that put on a show. Jamarion Wilcox, Willie Rodriguez, Harley Gilmore, they all played some good games today.
They really did. I think they're, those are guys that we've had a lot of confidence in. Some of the guys you mentioned right there, Willie, Hardley's a guy that, he if he wasn't hurt, you would have seen him a lot earlier in the year. The injury early in the season set him back a little bit, but good player. Defensively, a lot of good young guys out there as well. So just needed the reps. There's nothing like game reps. It got a little you know, in the third quarter, we had a bunch of young guys out there, and they were doing some unbalanced and some creative things. And, you know, for our guys, it was really good work because there's nothing like, you know, those game reps and, you know, seeing things for the first time, you know, against different calls. And so I was just glad to see them, you know, get some good reps.
Mark, I know you've been holding Jamarion accountable, but he's kind of a star in the making now. You know, he shined again. How is he continuing to just shine and stuff?
Yeah, he's no different than anybody. I mean, he's never like, you know, I mean, he's no different than any player on our team. Jamarion's always been, you know, really good attitude, good, you know, really positive and everything. It's just there's a lot to the offense. You know what I mean? And so just learning every little facet of it and all those things, you know. And sometimes, you know, he's growing, but yeah, there's no denying that running ability, no doubt about it. I was joking with him on the sideline. I mean, at one point I think he was, you know, averaging 12 yards a run, and they called back I don't know how long that one was that he had. 73. Yeah, that would have been a pretty good average.
This moving his speed, it seems like, you know, he goes downhill.
Yeah, he's just, you know, he's a talented runner. You know, I teach him that.
Is what you saw from Cutter, is that kind of been the par for the course in practice too? And like, kind of where do you want to see him?
No, there's no replacing that, like getting out there on the game field and playing, you know, and playing snaps because, you know, and playing against opponents where they're not anticipating. You know, when they go against our defense every day, you know, you kind of get used to some things, right? And so, you know, game reps, there's no replacing game reps, and it was just really good to see him go out there and just, like I said, the comfort level, going through his progressions, you know, his throws, you know, his poise in the pocket, it was good.
Mark, I know you're really excited for Cutter's future, but what would you say to anybody who's seen what he did today and say, oh, just throw him out there for the last two games or whatever?
You know, listen, every day, you know, in our building, you know, we have to evaluate every player, you know, but I have so much respect and admiration for Brock and what he's done. And like I said, just, you know, the fact that he got out there and played, you know, and you know, what he went through and you know, to get cleared and go play that game says a lot about him. But yeah, I mean, you know, we evaluate things all the time, and we go, you know, we talked about after the bye, coming back, you know, regrouping and really trying to finish this last third of the season. And we have a big one next week, another great opportunity.
Cutter got that experience down in Florida. I know it wasn't great for him, but he at least played in a hostile environment. Does that make you more comfortable to throw him out there at Texas?
Yeah, I think, you know, for us, it was a matter of, you know, during the bye, Brock wasn't 100%, and so, you know, we had an opportunity to get him a lot of reps, and so put him in a position to be successful, you know. So that environment that I talked about, you know, in that position was tough to throw him into. But again, I said it right afterwards, like, you could tell, I mean, just by watching him in one game, that it wasn't going to faze him. You know, I know him, I know his personality, and that wasn't going to rattle him. If anything, it would spark him to be, you know, as he told me, don't worry about the next time I'm in there, I'll be ready to go, be prepared. You know, so I know this is a different situation being at home against a 1AA team, but you know, he's just got that type of personality.
What if, going into these last 2 weeks, regardless of the competition today, what does it do just to get a win?
Yeah, well, you know, I think, you know, obviously we're long overdue. You know, we needed a victory, and our team has, you know, been good. I thought, you know, as I mentioned, coming off the bye, trying to physically, mentally heal up a little bit. We were able to play this game without playing guys at 50, 60%, you know, 70%, trying to get out there and play. And, you know, so we tried to keep, you know, anybody that was totally clear to play played, but if they weren't cleared and ready, then we didn't play them. So hopefully that'll help us down the stretch with 2 big games.
Coach Hurley Gilmore had a couple big plays today, and I think pretty much all his passes he's caught this season has gone for big yardage. What do you have to say about what he's brought to the lineup, and do you see him playing a bigger role in the near future?
Yeah, I think, you know, we've mentioned that, you know, Harley has some ability, and a lot of, you know, he's a quality player. We've talked about it for a while, and again, you know, I think the injury, he was out for whatever it was, 6-7 weeks, set him back, but he's been working his way back into the role. And you know, he's, you know, what also I love about him, he plays so hard. You know, he plays very physical, very hard.
What was it like to see Josiah Hayes get out there? After
Yeah.
coming back from the
I really like that. You know, I liked seeing him out there. That's a tough injury to come back from, as you know. And, you know, he's been working hard, and it was really good to see him.
Does he have another year if he wants
Yes,
it?
yes.
We're good?
All right, thank you all.